And for the first time tonight, we get to experience some Terran. True. Oh, sorry. For the second time, I forgot about home. Does homeowner really count? Does he? He's his own kind of animal, Pappy. Aye. But here we go. Spawning in the right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss player himself, representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the bottom-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Italian Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Streamer Zone. It is BabyMarine. And if you're in the chat, it's Gamba time. Predictions are open, and place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we delve into our TvP. Let's go. Whew, let us go. For those who are curious, BabyMarine, he got knocked down to the lower bracket by Hon Mono in their TvT matchup, in their Terran versus Terran. MindelVK, he got knocked down by, let me just double check. He got knocked down by Fiat. So Fiat took down MindelVK, Homono took down BabyMarine, and now welcome to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a very small map of the map pool. Shore rushes by ground. Speaking of aggressive map, we're gonna be going for a 2-gate opener. Okay, this is very rare. We don't see this too often here. So 2-gate opener, hyper aggression out of MindelVK. I'm sure he's hoping that BabyMarine goes for an economic opener. And do you see what I see? I see 1 gas. Yeah, 1 gas geyser. This tells us that BabyMarine, he's going for a Rax into CC on the low ground. Economic build here by the Terran player. This is ideal for MindelVK. So Mindel is taking a risk, he's taking a gamble, and it's gambling well so far. There's that CC. This means that later factory production. It's just a greedier build here by our Terran player, and MindelVK wants to punish that greed. As second gateway is done, we're waiting for the cyber core, and then we can make 2 units at a time and reinforce and just push across the map. There it is, double chrono boost on the Stalkers. The goal is to delay the command center and maybe even cancel. Now, typically you'd see Adepts being chrono boost right now just because of the longer rush distance by ground, just to get across the map. But remember, we're on Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a smaller map in the map pool. Smaller map, a shorter rush distance. Stalkers are waddling across. And the CC, I think it will finish though. It's going to be close, but I believe it will finish in time. Stalkers are halfway across the map. Marine is out to buffer, and I believe it should complete. It's going to be close. As you can see here, it's going to be very close. Stalkers, they do walk in. Marine is here to buffer, and the CC will barely finish. Whew. Yeah, it does finish up. You can see Stalkers, they try to focus on the SCV, but too late. Yeah, too little too late. They deny the bunker. Command center does survive, which means we can always lift. We can always lift if need be. Stalkers, they poke in. They get 1 SCV so far. They get 2. Boys are being pulled. And can we focus on the Marines? There's 4. There's now 4 Marines. And at least mining is being denied on the low grounds. It does force a liftoff, but cannot force a cancel. Again, if we had arrived a couple of seconds sooner and not wasted time on the initial building bunker SCV and gone straight for the CC, then maybe we delay the CC and maybe that's enough to maintain control of the low grounds. With a finishing though, BabyMarine, he's fine. He's perfectly fine for now. Bunker is now done on the high ground. Orbital is morphing in. And we're going for a 2-Rax follow-up here. Oh my god, into very fast +1. Gee, whoa, my god. So we're going for what should... I feel like this should have been a 3-Rax, but regardless, we have Stim on the way. We have +1 on the way. A heavy bio follow-up. That's going to be a very strong Stim timing. MindelVK, he did scout the second Rax as a reaction charge. I do like this. He's going into charge, not blink. So charge-based openers are ideal against heavier aggressive builds from the Terran player. Stalkers are better at harassing, at denying drop play, keeping up with Banshees, Raven harass, Widowmine drops, for example, picking away at the army, harassing and diving into the main base. But if we believe that there's going to be an early timing attack, that's when charge can excel. Oh. Stalkers are getting low. Ooh, does catch a Stalker. Very nice target firing out of BabyMarine. Nice target firing. Pulls away the weakened Marauder. Catching a second Stalker. These are some rough trades here for MindelVK. As one's... Oh, the Marauder! Ooh, does go down. Yeah, it gets one, gets two Marauders, but does throw away Stalkers. Oh, that's 4 Stalkers going down. Heavy losses from MindelVK. It may not look like a lot, but this early on, there's not much of an army. There's only 2 Stalkers left. Yeah, only 2 Stalkers. Charge is on the horizon. BabyMarine, he should be pushing soon. Stim is done. So is +1. We'll see if he moves out. At this point, his army might be a little bit too battered and bruised. Behind us, working towards medevacs. He does push up until at least the halfway mark. Scouts a third. I'm sure he wants it. Yeah, he's coming. BabyMarine is pushing. There's 2 Stalkers to defend. There are some Zealots, but not many. Despite the charge-based opener, there's only 2, soon to be 3 Zealots. Ah, but he doesn't push. Yeah, BabyMarine, he does not move out. He plays it safe. Okay. Does play it safe instead. The Prism does threaten a dive. At the same time, we're waiting for medevacs. Once the medevacs arrive, then we can go for some drop play. Likewise, Mindel also being active. Also pushing out. More Prism does dive in. Does go for a massive warp in, distracting BabyMarine. Does him into the main. Zeltse coming from behind. And Mindel, can he pull him apart? So far, looking down part of the army. Very nice force fields. Zeltse collapse in. They catch out a bunch of Marines and Marauders. And then we're coming from behind. Yeah, we're coming from behind as well. We're coming in for the surround. Does he have enough? No. Yeah, the answer is no. Barely not enough Zealots. And with that, we stim on in. We break the Zealots, the Stalkers, and the Sentries. Everything goes down. The Prism is still alive. Going for another warp in. The Prism is still active at least. Distracting BabyMarine. Catching at the eBay. But again, these have been some rough trades here for Mindel. As he does still trade though, which he just keeps going. Never mind. He's going for it. Yeah, the army's too low. The army's too low. Zeltse do overwhelm. They're getting on top of the SCVs. This is becoming critical damage. Oh, the mine shots. Last second split. It does split towards the end. So going for another warp in. Distracting BabyMarine, and this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand here. BabyMarine down to 37 SCVs. Is being torn apart. Again, the Zeltse just trades so efficiently against a bio-heavy composition like this. And we're dropping back into the natural. And behind all of this, third base. Third base is getting up and running. Mindel does have the superior economy, going for another massive warp in. Can he force with the ramp? Can he lock him in? He can. Yeah, it does force field, brutal mine connections. But there are no more reinforcements. Nice hold position micro in the mineral line. Very nice control. BabyMarine is holding. He does hold on. Prism has to get the hell out of here. And the aggression has ended. And on the one hand, BabyMarine, he holds, right? He holds, he defends. At the same time, though, we see only 35 SCVs. 36 SCVs. There is a third command center that's finishing. That will help, of course, but MindelVK has a superior economy. And now we can start taking up. We're still on a low gas count, only 2 gases. But we can take a third gas geyser and go for Storm, go into Colossus, go for the Bay. Or just stick with a heavy gateway composition. And with the answer, Storm. Going for Storm, going for a 4th. MindelVK is being a little bit greedy here. And who catches who? Oh no! Yeah, Widow Mines are a little bit late to react. Losing 1, losing 2 Widow Mines already. Yeah, and BabyMarine gets caught. He gets caught out losing every single Widow Mine. That's 5, 6 mines going down. BabyMarine, he goes for the drop. At the same time, MindelVK just walks across the map. And there's nothing. we have some Villain Marines. We have some Marines back at home. Does get into the mineral line though. Probes are going down. At the same time, the Sentry Immortals on A move. Yeah, he's on A move here. Has to move in. Does catch some SCVs. Workers are going down for both sides. And Mindel, he has no reinforcements. The Prism was not with the main army. Oh, Again, it's going to be a messy defense here. The Marauders, they trade well against the Stalkers. Oh no! Yeah, Stalkers, they were target firing the medevac. They were dragged in. MindelVK throwing away his army. Yeah, messy control here by Mindel, and BabyMarine, he's snowballing out of control. He cripples the economy. 17 probe kills. That should not have happened. But again, Mindel had some miscontrol. BabyMarine, he suddenly has a better economy. Jumping into the fourth base. And this was Mindel's game. Like, Mindel, he was in control for a while. He was trading well for himself, but alas, 5 probes go down. Mine shot on the Prism. Prism goes down as well. Mindel bleeding out more units. Jump into the main base. And Mindel is falling apart. He's falling apart. As the drop play continues. Oh, the boys? Oh, God. Yeah, just a rough rally here from Mindel. I say rough rally. I believe he pulled the boys away when the initial drop came in a panic. So very messy, very chaotic. Oof. As BabyMarine just keeps on dropping, gets into another mineral line. Massive mine shots around the Zealots. Oof. Brutal connections, drop back into the main base, and alas, the army just isn't there to defend. The supply isn't there. And BabyMarine, he snowballs out of control. GG gets called. He does take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, a rocky early to mid game here for our Terran player. I will say that. BabyMarine, he was having a very hard time keeping up with the non-stop aggression from MindelVK. It looked like to the point where MindelVK, he almost broke BabyMarine then and there. And then we had the drop play. Then we had the counterattacks. And MindelVK, he had some very messy defense. Again, he did focus fire the medevacs with his Stalkers. He did queue up the target firing, I should say, which meant that he was his arm was just blindly chasing the medevacs and taking some free shots from the Marauders. We had as a result of that, Marauders, they won the fight. They killed what, 5-6 Stalkers. They punished the army, they maintained the drop, and things just got out of hand from there. Just so much damage was being dealt, and Mindel just couldn't defend. Could not defend, not with such a limited army. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, a very intense, very messy back and forth, and that leads us into game number 2. BabyMarine, he has a lead in the series, and can he close it out? Can Mindel fight back? Let's go. Let us go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the Italian Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Streamer Zone. Leading the series 1-0, it is BabyMarine. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player representing Saxon Gaming. It is MindelVK. Let's go. Let us go. Meanwhile, big shout out to Defiance in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime for 5 months, almost half a year of support. Gracias, papi, gracias. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Fun fact, we are going to be actually casting some of Defiance's games later on in the broadcast. We'll be featuring some Defiance as he was competing earlier against, I believe, Fiant. I believe it will be a TVZ versus Fiant. We'll get there. We'll get there. For now, though, this time BabyMarine, he does mix up his opener, does mix up his build, double gas opener here by BabyMarine, going for a faster factory this time. Remember last game, he went for a faster CC, and he barely was able to finish it up. MindelVK was not able to delay, not able to disrupt. Oh, hello. As this SCV does not go for the scouts, does not go for the eBay block, we're setting up for what looks to be a proxy location. Are we going 1-1-1, proxy factory to proxy starport into Hellion drop? Looks like we are. Yeah, Rax is done. Show us the Rax. Show us the factory, I meant to say. Where's the factory? Another SCV moves out, and it looks like we are going for the proxy. So the second SCV is a scouting worker. This first one is to get the proxy going. Yep, there it is. There's that factory. And I believe this should be for Hellions into a Hellion drop. Technically, there is a niche build that you can go for where you can like float the factory into the main base and go like proxy Widowmine. But that's a very niche build, and the factory would be closer if that was the case. It'd be more to the edge here to float in. So this should be Hellions. We'll keep an eye on our Terran player. SCV pokes in, confirming the standard build here of MindelVK. Oh, I say standard build. It's going to be a 2-gate opener once again. Oh, hold on. This is going to get a little bit messy here. So 2-gate opener, second game in a row. There is no CC to punish, but it's forcing out a bunker on the high ground. Meanwhile, here come the Hellions. Here comes the drop. Now, how many Hellions does it take to one-shot a probe? 3. 3 Hellions will one-shot a worker, and because they do splash damage, if workers line up, 3 Hellions, they can eviscerate this mineral line real fast and real quick. Usually we wait until we have 4 Hellions. That does leave you some wiggle room to lose a Hellion and still one-shot. We'll see how this lines up. So as they poke in, they confirm the wall off. For all they know, there could be a CC further back, right? There could be a command center further back here. So MindelVK, he has limited scouting information. He does not know there's a proxy. And if Stalkers are out of position, that means there's no defense back at home. Yeah, there's no defense. There's no battery. MindelVK, he believes he's containing, but he's doing anything but. BabyMarine, he's not contained. He's not contained. Here comes the 3rd Hellion. And I think there might be... I don't think there's enough room for... not enough time for a 4th Hellion. But we'll have at least 3. And again, that's the bare minimum. Oh, we're going for the triple Hellion drop into the tech lab. Okay, Liberator behind this as well. Stalker's out of position. Back in the main base, there is nothing to defend. There's one battery that just now started, and we bust into the mineral line. We bust on in. That's going to be 1, 2, 3 probes going down. Oh, no, they're being pulled. Yeah, the boys are being pulled in. That's going to be the entire mineral line going down. Everything will fall. GG gets called. The probes get roasted, and BabyMarine will claim the series 2-0. Ay. GG. GG, well played. Hyper aggression by BabyMarine. Unfortunately, MindelVK didn't piece it together. He didn't have any vision, didn't have any scouting. He did not know what was going on. He was confident in his ability to contain his opponents. Little did he know that the factory was across the map, and that was game. That was game then and there. There was nothing at home to defend. There was no safety battery, of course. There were just Hellions and probes, and Hellions, they just eviscerated that mineral line. GG. Game-ending damage. And with that, BabyMarine, he will claim the series. I was hoping for an ace match here. Game 1 was so close. Game 1 was so close. Here in Game 2, just lack of vision, lack of scouting. That was game. That was game then and there. And with that, BabyMarine, he will claim the series. We have our next matchup, though. So he will advance on in the lower bracket. We'll soon catch up with the bracket itself. Don't you worry. For now, though, we're going to be jumping into our PvZ matchup. It is going to be Sebestis versus Hatsu. Our next matchup is going to be a PvZ. Let's go.